welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's 2026 Video Voter Guide Series. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and we're joined today by Ben Hornok, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in Senate District 5, located in Laramie County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement. It does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates sit on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, I'll ask Mr. Hornok three questions, allowing for a 1 minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give him 2 minutes to deliver his pitch to the voters of Senate District 5. Mr. Hornok, thanks for the time. Our first question is this. Recent AARP survey data suggests 80% of older adults wish to age in their homes and communities as they get older. If elected, what would you do to ensure older Wyoming residents can stay in their homes and communities as long as they can?
Well, thanks, Tom, for putting this together, and I appreciate the chance to address these issues. These are important topics for Wyoming. I think that one of the things that aging adults face in Wyoming, there's a couple of problems. One of them is really has to do more with the land use regulations and the burden of the regulations they're facing, whether it's zoning regulations or things like that. When I was in the Wyoming House, I ran into somebody who wanted to put an accessory dwelling on their property. They had several acres, but they were prevented because of the land use regulations that they were under. They wanted somebody to live not in their home, but live on their property to help them with their, generally help them when they're aging, medical issues, whatever. And they weren't allowed to do that, even though they had the land to do it, because of the land use regulations that they were facing. So I think that we could go a long way in reducing regulations that would help older adults and to stay in their home that way, to have medical care on site, whatever it was. And I think that that there's a issue with property taxes as well. A lot of times you have homes where the assessed valuation has skyrocketed in the last couple of years, and I think that's a big problem. We need to look at every way possible that we can address those issues.
Thank you. Our second question for today. AARP's 2023 Vital Voices survey and our 2025 member survey show that our members are seeking candidates who will help protect them from fraud and scams. In recent years, we've seen scammers evolve to using crypto ATMs and deed fraud to separate Wyoming residents from their cash. How would you work to protect older adults from fraud and scams?
This is a good question. We actually have some good laws on the books in Wyoming that go a long way to protect older adults, vulnerable adults from scams, from frauds. It even gets into banking, being able to hold on to payments, the bank time limit to process payments. But one of the things we need to make sure we're doing is prosecuting these criminals. And whether we need to stiffen the penalties for these crimes or whatever it takes, we need to make sure that we are targeting these as crimes and prosecuting these criminals. There is a growing, the fraud or the scam could come from other states or even around the globe. Because of the internet now, and we need to make sure that our laws keep up with the technology that is out there, that work against people and defraud them of money. So we could also go a long way to educate older adults or vulnerable adults as far as what they might face and the fraud and the scams and what's out there and what happens to them, so that they can recognize the issues and know what they're facing.
Our third and final question for today. We know Wyoming residents are concerned about rising property taxes. While property taxes can be burdensome, they also fund critical state and local services. These services include local transportation, home delivered meals, and home health services that keep older adults aging in place. If elected, how would you balance the need for relief with ensuring critical services are in place?
Well, this is an important question because in Wyoming, since 2019, property taxes have gone up by on average over 70%. So what happens too often is that the assessed value of somebody's property, even though they haven't made any improvements on that property, the assessed value and their tax burden has gone up because of other outside influences. We need to look at every way possible to limit the tax burdens, whether it's property tax breaks, whether it's homeowner exemption type of thing, whether it's a cap on property taxes, which has already been passed, but that's being fought in the courts right now. We need to look at every way possible, especially for vulnerable adults, especially for aging adults on fixed income. This is a major, major problem. And I think the issue is not necessarily that we don't have the money in government, especially like here in Laramie County. Laramie County put $25 million in the bank last year when their property tax revenue was roughly $33 million. So we have the money. We just need to make sure it's being spent properly. And we need to spend money on those services that help aging adults, help vulnerable adults. And we need to make sure that we are, that government is spending their money as wisely as they can.
Well, thank you for taking the time to answer our questions. Now let's give you 2 minutes to explain why you believe you're the best person to represent Senate District 5.
Thanks, Tom. So Senate District 5 is basically Western Laramie County and then South Cheyenne mostly. What I saw in Wyoming, which kind of motivated me to run for this position, is that I don't want to see Wyoming change. I want to see Wyoming be the way that everybody see Wyoming, what everybody loves about Wyoming. We're here despite the wind, despite the weather. We love Wyoming, and we have a vision for Wyoming for what it is. Oftentimes, other state, we don't want to see Wyoming make changes that other states are making, make policy changes that other states are making. We want to see Wyoming stay what it is. We want Wyoming to be a leader in conservative values and limited government that the rest of the country thinks that it is. And we want it that way for our children, for our grandchildren. So that's my vision for Wyoming. I want to see Wyoming be a great place and not make the changes that and mistakes that other states are making. So I will work hard to do that and protect Wyoming, protect the people of Wyoming that are fantastic people.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Hornok, and thank you to our viewers for joining us in this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more voter guides in the days to come.